From the iTeam Coronavirus Help Desk, a question from a viewer asking about new testing for COVID-19. I was wondering, if COVID-19 can be tested through a blood sample, then why do people have to almost go through a mummification process to get tested? Being a little sarcastic there, I'm sure. News 13 reached out to the medical director for Pardee's Center for Infectious Disease, and there's not yet broad access to the blood test for COVID-19. According to Dr. Chris Parsons, the nasal swab offers advantages in the early phase of the illness.
And when the time comes, we may be using a combination of blood tests and nasal swabs, or potentially just blood tests, depending upon the patient's level of illness and the situation.
Parsons says it can take a couple of weeks for those with COVID-19 to develop the antibodies, which is why it's a more reliable test later in the illness's progression. Pardee's relationship with the Mayo Clinic will allow the hospital to do blood testing once it's been approved, still weeks away. Should you take fever-reducing medicines such as Tylenol when you have coronavirus, or let the fever run its course? We took this question to Dr. William Hathaway, Chief Medical Officer for Mission Health HCA. He says high fevers can be very uncomfortable and in some cases harmful. Fever-reducing drugs, including Tylenol, are important in treating the symptoms of COVID-19 and also provide relief of muscle aches and pains that are common, he says. And there is no evidence to suggest that patients who take Tylenol do worse than those who let the fever run its course. When will flying between states be safe again? Right now, airports are still open, and an Asheville airport spokesperson tells us that airlines are providing some minimal levels of service for those who must travel during this time. And she also said that there are significant safety measures in place for those who need to fly, both by the airlines and the airports. And there is no specific timeline regarding when a fuller offering of air service will be reinstated. Is there any update on whether students will return to school before the summer break? News 13 checked with the Buncombe County School District, and Reynolds High Principal Doris Sellers tells us that right now, students are scheduled to return on May 18th. Sellers says they're waiting to hear from the governor on whether that will still happen.
And I think we just have to hang tight and ride this out and see what it's going to be, because those decisions on when we are returning are not our decisions. And in the meantime, we can only maximize this opportunity as best we can.